So, brought the missus to the most medieval town in the whole of the UK. We are in Yorkshire, England. Yorkshire. And it is a bit of a homecoming for the missus, of sorts, kinda.
Yeah, I'm from York, Maine.
York, Maine, which is New England. And now we are in very old England. We've got 2,000 years of history here, all the way from the Romans. Romans founded this place when it was called Eboracum.
Wow.
Eboracum, then the Anglo-Saxons called it Eof or Witch.
Right.
You're for which? Does that sound right?
I don't know.
And then when the Vikings came along, they named it Jorvik, which then became York as we know today. So 2,000 years of history and one very important poo that I'm hoping to show you later. It's the most valuable poo in the world, babe. So there's lots to see and do.
Sounds great.
Do.
Good one.
That is a good one. All right, let's crack on. So cool. I've never thought I'd see this place. This is Guy Fawkes' house. You know Guy Fawkes?
Yeah.
Guy Fawkes?
Remember.
The 5th of November. My favourite night of the year. See there in the window? Born here in 1570.
Didn't know he was that old.
Do you mean he died when he was 35? Hung, drawn and quartered.
I know, but I guess I thought it was more like recent.
Right, okay, you threw me there for a second. You threw me. Guy Fawkes is probably York's most famous son, or dare I say infamous son.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you do have Dame Judi Dench. She's also born here in York. I would say he's more famous than Dame Judi Dench because he has a whole day of the year named after him.
True.
Guy Fawkes Night. It's funny how like every country has a day of the year that they let off fireworks.
Right.
It tends to be like an Independence Day sort of situation.
Yeah.
But for us here in England, we celebrate Guy Fawkes, a failed
attempt at blowing up Parliament.
of assassinating the king. And so I think that's important. That's part of our quirkiness here in England. This building here is a later Georgian building. It's now a hotel, a pub called the Guy Fawkes Inn. And Guy Fawkes was actually born in a cottage just at the back there. We just went in and we saw number 11.
Number 11.
Number 11 is the spot where Guy Fawkes was born, which is crazy. I love it. What's really interesting about where he's born is that if you look, he's literally born, swing the camera around, right in the shadow of York Minster. And York Minster at the time was a big Protestant minster, obviously. And Guy Fawkes himself was born a Protestant. But he later converted to Catholicism. When he was about 9 years old, his poor dad died and his mum remarried to, we think, a Catholic. And then he converted to Catholicism. And then he later went on to become a soldier for the Spanish, fighting in the Netherlands. And that's where he learned how to handle gunpowder. And he was brought onto the plot by the other plotters for his military expertise. And he was the one famously found with a lit match down in the cellars underneath Parliament with 35 or 36 barrels of gunpowder.
Whoa.
And he called him, his alias was John Johnson.
Here, who are you? John Johnson.
Which I think is probably a good name to go by if you're under pressure and stress. It's like, I'm John Johnson. What's your name?
Right,
John Johnson.
easy.
Yeah.
Easy to remember.
Easy to remember.
Say, rolls off the tongue.
Rolls off the tongue, John Johnson. You know what they did to him?
Quartered, beheaded, something.
Hung, drawn and quartered.
Oh, you're right.
Hung, drawn and quartered. That is the fate for all traitors, at least back in those days.
Right.
But the story goes, legend has it, that as he was being hung, apparently Guy Fawkes deliberately jumped off the scaffolding to beat them to it, to hang himself quicker, and therefore put himself out of the misery. Yeah.
Wow.
But I didn't think, there's a bug on me. That's really itchy. But yeah, Guy Fawkes house, baby, right here. This bollard is moving. Look at that, babe. I think that's the heart of Yorkshire up there.
Rub it together. Roman fortress. This plaque marks the site of the Porta Principalis. It's minty.
It's too bad they have scaffolding on the church.
It is too bad, baby, but it's actually a minster, not a church. But more than that, this is probably, in my opinion, the greatest bit of Roman real estate in the whole of Britain.
Wow.
Wow, yes, thank you. Give me some...
It's quite a statement.
It's a bold statement, but I'll tell you why, baby. So this is the heart of old Roman Eboracum. This is where the headquarters of the legionary base here. There would have been, imagine this, 2,000 years ago, there'd be like 5,000-6,000 Roman legionaries here, plus their auxiliaries. The Roman Eboracum was a big old city. It was way over like 10,000 people, but they built their base here because it was very easy to defend, right in the middle of two rivers, the Fawkes and the River Ouse. And the legionary base then built up with a victus into a town, a settlement, a city, Eboracum. But why do I say, babe, you may ask, why do I say it's the most important bit of Roman real estate?
Right. Why?
Because, babe, this is linked to 3 great Roman emperors. You know that book I'm reading at the moment about that Roman emperor that I can't pronounce his name?
Yes.
Septimius Severus, I think. I've heard it said that he was the most powerful man ever to be born on the continent of Africa because he was born in Libya and he rose through the ranks to become a Roman emperor at the end of the, is it the 2nd century AD?
Wow.
Yeah. But he spent the last 3 years of his life here in York. And right here you can actually see a pillar or a post, a column, if you will.
Right.
This formed part of the old Roman headquarters, the Basilica. And this is a spot where Septimius Severus, he died here in York.
Oh, wow.
I know. By touching this spot, you are connected to 2,000 years of Roman history, babe.
Wow.
That is pretty special. Now, why did he come? Why did Severus come here?
I don't know.
Well, I shall tell you. Severus came here because he wanted to conquer the Scots, or I should say the Caledonii, because Scotland wasn't a thing back then, the Caledonia. He launched the 3-year campaign to conquer Scotland, and he very nearly did it. But he died just before he finished the job. But imagine if he hadn't have died here, Scotland and England, there'd have been no need for the Hadrian's Wall, there'd have been no border, Scotland and England would have been one, as we are today.
Right, love that.
Love that, but he died, and then his horrible, useless son, Caracalla, took over. Really bad guy, Caracalla. And, but yeah, Septimius Severus spent the last 3 years of his life here, and he died somewhere in this vicinity.
Wow.
But wait, babe, there is more. There is more.
Is there?
There is more to this Roman real estate.
There's always
come
more.
Come this way. Come hither. Come hither, my
more.
love. The great statue of Constantine the Great.
I thought it was going to be a woman.
No, well, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint. Constantine the Great.
That's a very feminine name.
Well, you may say so. I couldn't possibly judge. Constantine the Great, one of the greatest Roman emperors of all time. Now, interestingly, babe, what links Eboracum, York, to Constantine?
No, I have no idea.
I shall tell you. His father called, oh God, what was his father's name? It was another Constantius Chlorus,
Okay.
I think. I think that was it.
All right.
Fact check me. His father was Roman emperor. And he went on campaign here in Eboracum, but he died here too. He died right in this very vicinity.
Oh, this is
not a very good place really to be a Roman emperor.
Yeah.
York. You might die. You might die.
Apparently, yeah.
Yes, but his son Constantine was with him, and it was right here that he was proclaimed by his troops as the new Augustus, the Roman emperor. Right round here, babe. And Constantine, he was proclaimed emperor in about 306, I believe it was, AD.
Right.
And he would go on to become one of the greatest Roman emperors, or at least one of the greatest later Roman emperors. You know what he's famous for?
What?
I should show you, babe. Look at this. You see here on his statue, it says, Constantine, by this sign conquer. Constantine the Great was responsible for introducing Christianity throughout the Roman Empire. After he was proclaimed emperor, he had to fight a vicious civil war to take over the rest of the Roman Empire. And before going into a battle, the Battle of Milvian Bridge, he allegedly saw a vision in the sky, and it was a vision of a cross. A day like today, imagine seeing a cross in the sky, and it said in the sky,
Constantine.
by this sign you shall conquer.
Wow.
And so Constantine went to his troops and he said, we're going to paint this sign. And they painted the sign of the Chi Rho, which is actually Greek for the first 2 letters of Christ. And they painted this sign on their shields. And guess what?
What?
They only bloody won the battle, didn't they? They won the Battle of Milvian Bridge.
Wow.
Yeah, the other emperor, the other guy who was fighting, fell into the water, fell into the River Tiber,
Oh my
drowned,
God,
never
what
seen
a
again.
fool.
What a fool. Maxentius, I think his name was. So by this sign, he did indeed conquer. And he then ruled for another 30 years, passed the Edict of Milan, which instated, basically recognized Christianity and said, we're no longer going to persecute you. And then eventually on his deathbed, he goes baptized himself.
Wow.
So yeah, that's why he's great. If it wasn't for this guy being proclaimed emperor right here, we may not have Christianity as we know it today.
Wow.
So how bloody fitting that we've got this amazing York Minster, or you would say church, right here, linking the first Christian emperor to the continued worship of Christianity here in York.
Wow.
Symbiotic, I would say.
Yeah.
Pretty special, huh?
Very cool.
That is actually pretty cool. Come on, give me that, give me that. Give me a round of applause, give me a round of applause.
Very good, very good.
All right, baby, ready for a pint?
Yeah.
Quick pit stop?
Yeah.
Look at these boys. Such good boys.
That's a very haunted pub, splitting the G.
No. I needed one more little gulp.
All right, we're in a bit of a rush because we spent a bit too long in, apparently it's the most haunted pub in York for a quick pint.
Yeah, what was it called?
The Golden Fleece.
The Golden Fleece.
Fleece, if I can say that
Yeah.
word. Yeah, the Golden Fleece, the most haunted pub. But it was a very quick pit stop because we've got to get down to the Yorvik Viking Centre. This is something I've been really looking forward to, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you've been talking about it for ages.
I know. It's supposed to be like a little, like, almost like a theme park ride down there or something. Should be fun.
I'm excited for that. I'm not excited for the poo.
Yeah, that is the highlight.
Oh my god.
What are we-
Hi, baby.
Hello.
Hi, baby.
Aren't you gorgeous?
Oh my.
Oh, that's so cute.
I want it.
Oh.
Oh yeah, those smells.
That's the 9th century for you, babe. That is so cool. Whoa!
Whoa, it is wobbly.
Whoa! Bloody Nora.
Oh my god, he looks so real.
Oh, it smells good, doesn't it? Oh, he's on the loo. Oh.
Look up between everybody.
Okay. Got weapons and axes.
Jorvik was one of the few English towns where high quality glass was made.
They've got 2 or 3 different types.
Yeah, what did you get?
Just another wooden sword for the collection,
Oh
babe.
my god.
This is the collection. This is a Freedman's Scrammer Seax, which is going to look great. So thank you for letting me get that.
Great.
I'll be honest, look at my baby. Look, she's giving me peak Viking shield maiden vibes right now. She's looking good. What did you make of that, my love? What did you make of that?
I thought it was really good, actually.
It was good. It was. Honestly,
I-
Viking Centre.
I actually enjoyed it.
It was-
Dare I say?
Well, you have said it now. Those models were like,
Yeah.
kind of freaked her out a little bit.
No, the first one, I was like, wait, is that like, are these actors? Like, they looked so real.
They were like blinking at us and everything.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
creepy.
That was
It
crazy.
was very Halloween vibes.
Very much so. And then, obviously, at the end of it, you get another little museum, which is
Yeah.
great. And my favourite thing, the most valuable poo in the world, babe.
Get me out of here. How do you even decide
How do you
that?
quantify
Yeah.
poo, the value of poo?
Right.
Which apparently was excavated from a site underneath a Lloyd's bank. And the joke is that the lady there told me that it was the first deposit made at the bank. But I think it's great. But it was a big old, it was
It was big.
It was big. And you know the
gross.
crazy thing is, it would have been bigger back in the day. It's
Ew.
apparently it shrunk by 15%.
Ew.
So that was that's what you call a jobby.
Yeah, like
That was
it was unpleasant.
What I love, what many people don't realise is how sophisticated the Vikings were. They really did put Jorvik on the map. They had trade networks all the way from here. You go down the River Ouse to the River Humber, all the way across the North Sea, the Baltic, and then all the way down through the inland rivers of Eastern Europe, Ukraine, to the Black Sea, Constantinople, and then the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Like they found coins from like the Arabia, the Middle East, all the spices and other things that they used to bring back. They were really cosmopolitan people, the Vikings, and they were very, very sophisticated. They found all these combs. They had great hair, great bathing, great hygiene.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm very proud to be 22% Viking, I must say. I did one of those DNA tests. I'm like 22% Viking.
Right.
So this is very much like coming home for me.
Yeah.
Is it for you?
Yeah.
What I love is that all the Vikings have the most amazing names. They've got like Harold Fairhair, Ragnar Lothbrok, Bjorn Ironside, Ivar the Boneless,
Right.
Eric the Red,
Very
Eric
strong.
Bloodaxe. Very strong. They're very intimidating, actually.
Yeah.
apart from Ivor the Boneless, might have been called the Boneless because he was impotent. So, but he did lead the great heathen army that actually conquered Yorvik, or York, back in 860 something.
Right.
So yeah, he was a very scary man. Do not want to mess with Ivor the Boneless.
Certainly not.
But yeah, anyway, I highly recommend Jorvik Viking Centre.
I do too.
But we must go.
Even for non-history people, actually, it was really interesting. And if there's any way to get me to learn history, put me on a freaking ride.
Put you on a ride.
Put me on a ride and put me. I want to see it.
You want to see? And you smelt it as well.
And yeah, it had smells and like just seeing whatever they're like sewing, and one guy's sewing shoes, but his hands are and it's like, sorry. And, like, it was really good.
It was really good.
And I feel like I'll remember what I learned because I saw it.
You'll remember the Viking
Or if
trilogy.
you send me just through like reading a bunch of plaques, I'm like, snore. I'm never gonna remember that. But like seeing it all in action, it was really cool.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
A star to the Viking Jorvik Centre.
Highly recommend.
Highly recommend. Anyway, on to the next one. Let's go.
That was complicated by Avril Lavigne. Wow, it's really pretty.
Something else in it, babe. That's Clifford's Tower right there. We're right here where we're standing in the old centre of York Castle. But what if I told you, babe, that that pretty view you're looking at is the site of one of the most tragic, most awful, terrible incidents in medieval history, British history, York history.
Whoa.
The massacre of 150 Jewish people happened
my
right there.
gosh.
I know, it's pretty brutal. So in 1190, that tower, the stone tower, would have been a wooden tower. York, remember I was telling you, is the second biggest city in the country. It had quite a big population, about 10,000, 15,000 people, and with that, they had quite a big Jewish population, and the Jewish people in medieval England, they had a very important role. They were, a lot of them were moneylenders, because at the time it was illegal for a Christian to charge interest in lending money to another Christian. So a lot of Jews were moneylenders. And in 1190, this is only about a year or two after the fall of Jerusalem. The Crusader state of the Kingdom of Jerusalem fell in, I think, 1188, give or take. There was a lot of bigotry going on at the time. A lot of people thought that the Jewish people had something to do with it, and they thought they were to blame. And there's a rich nobleman here in the city of York who had borrowed a lot of money from a Jewish moneylender, and he didn't want to pay him back. And rather than pay him back, baby, you know what he did?
What?
He did something bloody awful. He incited a mob, incited a riot against the Jews of York. But the Jews of York, they kind of knew what was coming. They saw the writing on the wall, and they all gathered together, about 150 of them, and they ran for the sanctuary and the shelter of Clifford's Tower.
Right.
But the mob gathered around, and they were calling for their blood and said, "Come out and convert, otherwise we'll kill you." But rather than come out and convert, you know what they did?
What?
They basically they all killed each other. All the Jewish people inside killed each other rather than giving up.
Wow.
And they stayed true to their faith, but it was bloody awful. 150 of them
Oh my God.
were killed right there. It's actually really bloody tragic.
Yeah. I think I'm ready for some happier history.
Happy history.
That was quite heavy.
Oh, that was heavy, babe. I'm sorry. But, you know, warts and all, that's history for you. Well, let's on to the next one. We've got to get down to the Micklegate. I can't necessarily say it's happier.
Micklegate Bar.
Micklegate Bar, well done. Which
means Mickle Street Gate.
Mickle Street Gate. You've been learning. Well done. She's been reading plaques. She knows it. Yeah, Micklegate Bar, which shows the Viking influence, because gate in Norse is gata, meaning street.
Right.
And bar meaning bars the road. So it's a bar, part of the old castle walls. But yeah, Micklegate Bar. Let's get down there, my love. There you go. What a spot. So babe, the last spot on our York history tour the most medieval city in the UK is the famous Micklegate, which we are walking through right now. And Mickle, as you know from your Norse lessons, means...
Mickle? I don't know what Mickle
Oh, she doesn't know
means.
that one. Sorry, she wasn't listening to that Norse lesson. Mickle is means great in Norse. So Micklegate, gate meaning street, is the Great Street. This was the main street that ran from York to London, and this was the main gate, or as they would call it here in York, a bar, because it's all very confusing. Because bars are gates and gates are streets in York. But yes, Micklegate, otherwise also known as the Royal Gate, because this is the street, this is the gate that the king would pass through on the way up from London. But he'd always have to stop symbolically at the Micklegate and ask permission from the mayor of York whether he was allowed in. And of course the mayor would say yes. And then the other thing it was known as, babe, this is, I know you wanted some happier history, but this isn't so happy.
Oh boy.
It was known as the Traitor's Gate.
Oh,
I know,
drama.
because, a big drama. Because this is where they would hang or mount the heads on pikes of traitors, people they'd executed. So you've got famous people like the Duke of York, Richard the Duke of York, who was basically set off the Wars of the Roses. He was the father of Edward IV, I believe, if I'm correct. And then obviously you've also got Harry Hotspur.
You agree with my praising, young Hotspur?
No, my son. I believe yours to be the ramblings of a crazy old demon.
Harry, please.
He was the one that sort of had a bit of beef with Richard V, the guy who got shot in the eye at the Battle of Shrewsbury, shot in the face. He was also, his head was also mounted up there. But yeah, Traitor's Gate, Great Gate, Micklegate, Royal Gate, many gates. But what's amazing about York is that it's connected. It's got this amazing medieval city walls still largely intact. I think they run about 2 miles all the way around York, and you can see a little bit of it there. And you can walk along it as well, which I'd love to do. I don't know if we've got time, but I'd love to do. For the record, we did stop for a pint on the way here because, you know, why not? We're on holiday. But yeah, this is really cool. I'm so glad I've got to see this, the famous Micklegate. And this is how we have to finish it. So I'll let you do the outro, my love.
Listen carefully. Yeah? Like and sub for more history tours.
Yes, with the history
with the history husband and, dare I say, history wife.
The history wife. She's learning. She's learning. She's doing very well. Ooh, shit, nearly knocked it. But yeah, like and sub, and we'll see you on the next one. Yeah?
Yeah, nice.
Nice. I think so. I think so. All right, let's get some B-roll.
I really mean it when I ask you to like and sub, you know. He works so hard on planning these videos and these trips. And we've been out all day for about 6 hours filming. Is it my favorite thing in the world? Perhaps not. But you and I both know he does a great job. So help him out. And we'll see you in the next one.
The sun is nice, I think. Oh. Hello, stop recording. How do you stop it?